I thought we came out with the appropriate level of energy defensively to set a tone for the way the game went. And I thought we got some good efforts and contributions from everybody that played in the game. There was a little bit slippage later in the game. But I think by and large, we showed a level of maturity throughout the game. And we had some defensive breakdowns in the latter part of the game and lost a little bit of focus. But again, by and large, I thought we approached the game the appropriate way.
That defensive effort from the guys tonight, just multiple steals off inbounds alone. Did you get a feeling from the guys focus on that end of the floor heading into this one, coming off of a big game over the weekend?
No, I think we're getting better at playing the way we practice, the way we compete in practice, and it's always an uncomfortable situation for a coach when you got a big lead sometimes and you're trying to develop your identity as a team and guys start playing the score instead of playing the game. And I thought there were a couple of dips in that regard, but by and large, I thought we played the game the right way throughout. We had 20 assists in the game, and there was some sloppiness and some turnovers that we could have avoided, but again, by and large, I thought we played the game the right way.
With that, you have the disappointing loss at Arizona State. You then take a double-digit lead again against Florida State, are able to maintain it, and then come out against a team that you probably should dominate and kind of dominate them. What does that say about this group, that it kind of seems like they built and maybe learned from some of those things?
Yeah, it's a journey, and you like to feel that we're trending that way. And when you have a game like this and you have a quick turnaround, your thoughts go to the quality of the practice and preparation you need to have tomorrow, because you got 2 days to prepare for a road game on Friday. And it's those moments where you start to see the growth and maturity to turn the page, whether tonight is a good indicator that in the aftermath of a quality road win, that we could lock into the next challenge. And that keeps happening throughout the course of a year, win, loss, or otherwise. Even the loss, the disappointment of the Arizona State game, there were no remnants of that in the Florida State game when we had the lead. We still had our poise and composure, and we looked like there was some growth there. And I think tonight is a sign of growth, and tomorrow's practice will be another opportunity to exhibit some growth.
In a game like this where you lead by 25 at halftime, you won by 36, at one point it was up to 40, does that make it almost harder to evaluate when, at least on paper, you seem to dominate the opponent so thoroughly across the stat sheet?
No, I think when you're together every day, you know your team, you know the individuals, and you know if the effort is honest and the engagement is real. And it does take a level of a different kind of respect for the game and maturity to stay locked in and try to use every opportunity as an opportunity to get better. And so, yeah, I don't think there was anything in particularly special about it, but you are watching guys to see if they're getting too cool or, not showing a level of respect for the game itself in those moments. And I thought we held it together.
11 guys score, 13 guys have rebounds. What does it say when you are able to put in a lot of guys and get a lot of production kind of across your bench?
Yeah, it is good, because you just don't know what kind of circumstances are going to come up as you go through a long year. I mean, Ricardo comes in against West Virginia and catches fire, and he's capable of doing that. And so Emory is shooting the ball at a high level, and Mo got some minutes tonight. But you don't know who's going to have to step into a situation and be a difference maker in a game. And so it's always good for guys to get in there and play and contribute and play the right way and guard. You know, I think we're starting to establish the identity we want to have as a team that plays fast on offense, but plays hard on defense, and is really committed to being great on that end of the floor. And we got a long way to go with it, but I think, again, by and large, the group is bought into that.
How good is it for a guy like Sam to have a night like tonight and just kind of, you know, continue to try to build that confidence with him overall?
I think it's great. I thought he was even better the last game. Obviously, the stats might say otherwise, but you know, he had 6 offensive rebounds in that game. He had 2 tonight, but you know, you're going against a team, an ACC team with all of that length and athleticism, and you get 6 offensive rebounds. He only had 8 on the year going into that game, and he got 6 in one game. But he's an immensely talented young man, and I'm glad he made a couple of shots, had some great mid-range shots, but his athleticism and presence certainly stood out tonight.
Sam and Emery were talking about the defensive performance tonight, and your guys got 13 steals, 12 blocks. What impressed you most on the defensive end?
There was a lot of communication on the floor. That was really important. And from a scouting standpoint, we made some adjustments in the game, and there was a lot of guys asking questions and wanted to get it right and wanted to execute defensively, the right coverages and be where they were supposed to be. So I thought the communication was impressive tonight.
You mentioned it a little bit, but how big is Friday's game to go on the road, quick turnaround, last game before a little bit of a break that then leads you right into conference play?
Yeah, we try to paint that picture for him after the game. Here's a guy who's done an unbelievable job, has a tremendous body of work, in particular the job that Steve has done at Murray State prior to going to Iowa State. It is a proud program that has an entire community behind it. And so we're going to go into an environment, and we were intentional about that. Sometimes it's hard to play these games right before Christmas, but when you go into a place where there's a great fan base and a proud program, if you can't be on edge and be locked in on that challenge, then obviously we got a really long way to go. But I do think these guys we've been right there so often that I'd be really surprised if we don't come out with the right level of energy and competitive spirit on Friday.